Yo, what's up? My name's Pablo Grand. I'm based out in Miami. Y'all do side, multicultural type shit. We out here making vibes and music. I throw events, so link up with me if you're an artist. Type shit.
But you also make music too, right?
I also do make music. So my music, like, I try to create a vibe. Always something different. I don't know, I wouldn't categorize it, but I would say like my inspirations would be like Michael Jackson, Justin Timberlake, rap like Drake, Mac Miller type shit. Rest in peace to Mac.
How long, like, have you been rapping for?
Like rapping in general, or like pursuing music?
Like, pursuing music officially, this is something that you're gonna do.
It's gonna be my second year. No, like this is going into my second year. I released music last year. It's been 3 years though that I've been kind of just doing it. I had my boy pick me up one time, and we didn't have no phones and anything. So we took a road trip from Texas all the way down to Miami, and he had his little MP3, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna teach you how to cipher and shit." So like, I started doing that, and then at some point someone was like, "Yo, take that shit seriously." I was like, "Alright, bet."
But, like, is that something you wanted to do, like, when you were a kid? Or, like, when you were a kid, what was, like, the main thing you wanted to do?
I always thought about that, like, deep down inside. I feel like I did want to do music. When I was little, I snuck off on stage to the Celia Cruz concert, and, like, she grabbed me, and, like, she told my mom, like, "Yo, this kid's gonna do great music." And, like, my mom used to tell me this story, like, all the time, because she had this signed hand that she framed the picture and shit. And, like, I didn't believe it, because I was like, music? Like, nah, like, maybe I'll be great at something for sure, because, like, I thought about that, and, like, everything I do, like, I always want to do it to the best, and, like, I always want to be the best. And, like, it's not, like, a competition type thing, because, like, I mean, it is because I do sports and shit and whatnot, but, like, I don't look at it as, like, competition except with anybody but myself. But that's just because, like, I always want to put out my best effort, like, and be the best that I can, like, at anything that I do. So, but, whoa, where we go? Where are we talking about?
Was it something you always wanted to do, though?
Oh.
Like, as a kid, what was the main thing you wanted to do?
So as a kid, like, I didn't really know what I really wanted to do. I always wanted to get into the arts, and I think I was too shy at some point, because, like, people were like, "Oh, you, like, talk too much." But, like, I got into theater, and, like, I did theater and baseball. And that was really my thing for a long time, and then, like, once I went into college, I did theater, like, as electives and stuff to keep on learning, but I was pursuing, like, mass communication, because I thought, okay, well, like, let me be, like, a public speaker, like, because that's, like, something that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point, I was like, honestly, like, I learned through that shit, I was like, I can just be myself, and, like, whatever I want to do, like, it's a matter of, like, how you connect yourself and build the relationships you need to build, like, so. I was like, let me do music. That's when the road trip happened, and I was like, I want to do music. Like,
So, I feel you.
and theater was my way of kind of like reaffirming that. Because also, like, in Texas, like, when I was in Texas, my boys Bryce and Macy, like, Austin, like, I literally go over their house, like, all the time, and they would just be fucking making music, like, and I was always around that vibe, and I was like, damn. So I'd probably say, like, around 19, 20 is, like, when it solidified in my heart, but it was always a thought in my head that I pushed to the back, because I think other people were telling me, like, you know, that's not it. But my mom would always tell me, like, "Yo, you can sing and shit," and I'd be like, nah.
Mama always encouraging and shit. But that's good, though. At least, like, you know, maybe she saw something in you didn't see in yourself.
Yeah, I think she saw the bright, like, the candle, the fire. Because I feel that. I feel it a lot. Like, I don't know, when I get really excited about something, bro, like, I'm about it. I'm with it. Like, I'm like, what's the play? Like, you know.
Especially if it's something that, like, you know, that you love, and it's something that, you know, you want to give your all to in, like, every aspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, you're there trying to, like, pursue, like, the career of your dreams in reality, you feel me? And, like, in reality, it's only in, like, your hands, so it's just as hard as you work it.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people sometimes get caught up in the planning and like the future and like what you're trying to do, but like, not that that's not good, because I feel like you need that type of organization in order to kind of start moving along or get an idea of where you want to go. Like if you're in the middle of the jungle, you gotta pick a direction first before you start walking, right? But like the most important thing is to walk, or else you're not gonna get anywhere. So it's like, I feel like once I knew, like yeah, like it was like I could do it. I just gotta put in the work.
So, how long has it been since you've been doing this now? Like 2
years.
2 years, right?
2 years.
But okay, so with the events, like what got you doing events? Like what got you interested in doing events too?
I got into the idea of doing events because I talked to a lawyer that was interested in investing in me at one point, and he was kind of like, oh, you got to think about how you're gonna monetize around music, because like you can make music, but like you gotta make money around music. And like one of the ways to make money around music was merchandising and stuff, and I was like, why? Because you're doing events and you're touring and all this other shit. I'm like, alright, well I can't tour right now, but I can throw an event. I just get my money and I flip it and make my money back. Like I'm straight, and if I make more money, then it's like, fuck yeah. And putting myself out in front of other artists, because like there's some bullshit like with the industry down here, like straight up, like, because they try to charge artists like $200 for like to perform like 2 songs on some type of shit, and you're performing in front of other artists, so it's like what value are you really gaining? And it's like nothing.
You feel like you're not really gaining fans. You're more, maybe you're networking.
Yeah.
It's more like a network meeting when it's like, hey, show me what you got and maybe we could work. But like it's not like you're gaining new fans, is what you mean.
Correct. And it was just, you know, like really small venues, and I don't know, I felt like, look, if I can just get myself and put myself in a lineup around artists that I feel like make a similar vibe, or that have their own thing going, or market themselves well, like we can all bring people to this event, and then we can all benefit off of each other's crowd. And like if we can make money too. Because I don't try to charge artists either. That's like one thing I try to stick by.
I feel you. You feel like you only do it if it's absolutely necessary.
No, not even. I try to pay artists, like, but it doesn't always realistically work out that way. Like sometimes you break even, and it's literally like
barely making on, like,
yeah, like because you gotta pay everybody. That's the most important thing. So it's like after you pay everybody, and then you pay what you already put in, like what's left over, and it's like that bread gets split up. And then like in reality, like you're paying the people that are working for it, that actually sold their tickets. So it's like you don't really pay everybody, but you pay the ones that they work, because it's like what they are entitled to.
of course, yeah. So, like, what's your main goal with these events? Like, other than people networking, like, would you want to make an event as big as Rolling Loud, or do you want a 3-day event, like, you know how other people have, like, your own, like, ultra or something along those lines? Like, I don't know, like, I don't know what you, like, have in your mind, you get me? Like,
I feel like it's always go big or go home type shit, but I want to really create, like, an experience, like, and I have some ideas in my head that I'm not going to really like disclose because they're in the process of being made. But, you know, like bringing back like day parties, you know, like pool party type shit, it's like beach parties, you know, like doing festivals where you feel like you're going back to EDC and having that safe, like blur vibe, but like for hip hop, R&B, like, you know? And also like trying to put on artists in Miami. Like that's my goal, like putting on local artists. It's like, if I'm gonna be here, like, I gotta start with that.
yeah, I understand that. And yeah, like, I agree, like, you definitely have to start here. And, like, my other question is, like, you're not originally from Florida, right?
I was born in Dallas, Texas. I was there probably till like I was in 6th grade, then I grew up here up until like 11, went there for a year, came back, graduated over here. I spent like every summer over there, and then I went to college over there. And it was lit, yeah, Texas pride.
It was lit, for real?
Yeah, dude. I feel like Texas kept me from being like a fuckboy, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like the Miami vibe just really taught me like how to be very open and like just open to experiences and like
not open to everything and not be so closed.
Yeah, not be so judgmental and shit. But like I also feel like I would have gotten carried away if I didn't like have that sense of like being conservative, I guess.
To an extent. Can you?
Cause like Texas taught me like a lot of respect and like value and like pride type shit. Like, you know, like everybody carries guns over there, so you're not just gonna pop off on somebody like you do over here. Like you're gonna respect somebody and actually try to have a conversation, or you know, treat somebody like a human being. Like, and it's also like very mixed cultural down there too. Like you got, like it's cultural down here in the sense of like we got Europeans and we got Latinos and stuff like that. But over there it's like, you know, you have Asians, you have blacks. We have blacks down here too. Like, but like you have whites, you have Asians, you have Indians, like Arabics. You have all of them just like sitting around together, and it's like you really have to learn how to respect, and they like really instill that like when you're a kid and shit. So.
Like, you mean like over there they really instill that?
Yeah.
Like in Texas?
Like kindergarten, first, second grade, I remember like learning about respect and like what respect is and like how to give and earn respect and like all that. We learned about like MLK. He's like one of my favorite like inspirational leaders type shit. But like they would really try to instill different ways of understanding that race is not a boundary like between one another.
Oh,
Really cool.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I think down here I maybe had one or two like respect classes, but that was probably when I was like in like middle school and maybe high school, and I'm only saying high school because like I remember one time in my high school shit was getting like a little wild. So they had like, you know, guys, you have to respect each other's space, don't say fucked up shit to each other basically, no fighting, respect each other. Like that was literally the only time, and that was because like shit got so bad that they were like, yo, we have to talk to these niggas. Like if not, they will kill each other for no reason. Like it was really like unnecessary. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's funny.
But I get what you mean. And what's your like complete goal with like your music as well?
I mean, my long term is to get into the entertainment industry. Like, I have a long term goal of having a talk show eventually, but I really want to sing music. I feel like music is a good way to change people and like inspire people to do better.
I agree.
And like,
I mean, it happens every day.
amen. Like I say. Yes.
So like from like Texas to Miami, like how was that? Do you feel like that was like a very like drastic change in the people, or like just in the place?
I feel like so. My real name is Alberto, but my middle name is Pablo, right? So I chose Pablo as my stage name because I used to hate it and resent it. And that was because I lived in Texas, and it was just very like whitewashed, I guess. I used to tell people like my middle name was like Pam, right? Like legit, like I used to tell people my middle name was Pam. So when I got over here and like just seeing Latin culture and like really being able to sit and like learn in on that, and like seeing other people and experiencing other people like that, like it really made me learn how to appreciate myself and like my family and my culture. So that was one way that was very different. And just the tropical vibes, like, you know, like being able to work, that the work ethic, the hustle, like over there, like things are easier to get and like you have a very strong support system. But over here, it's like you really have to hustle and like fuck off with everybody else and do it for yourself, because if you don't, like you're just gonna just fall aside.
It's true.
So that was something else that I really learned to appreciate about Miami.
Do you see yourself like being here forever though?
I feel addicted. I feel like Miami's a very addicting place because you go everywhere else, and like I've traveled to Canada and stuff. I've gone like to the south. I've gone to Pittsburgh, and like it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. Like Pittsburgh, you have to buy like liquor at a different counter. Like
really?
Yeah, like that shit was trippy to me. Like we were buying groceries, and my boy goes, "All right, I'm gonna go over there and buy this liquor," and I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, you gotta buy it over there."
You gotta buy over there.
Yeah, you can't buy it after 7 p.m.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Right? Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, like, I don't know what I would do if everything closes at 7 p.m. or you can't buy things at a certain time. I'd be like, yo, it's like super early. Like, what do you mean? Like, come on now.
And I feel like over here, like, you know, 2 a.m., you popping into better days. Like, over there, like, in Texas, like, 2 a.m., like, it's a ghost town.
Really? Like 2 a.m.
so
it's really that much of a ghost town? Holy
things on close out that late.
God
Yeah,
damn.
it's dope. Like over here, you're going to the corner at 6 a.m. Palpadio on a Sunday. Like,
You're lit on Thursday.
You're lit on Thursday.
You're lit on Monday.
You're lit on Monday.
Like, there's no days off. Like, you get lit every single fucking day.
Straight up.
At any time.
It's fun.
It's fun. No, I give Miami that much. And honestly, I mean, all my life I lived in cities. I've never lived in, like, places where it's been quiet or it's been slow. So I don't know what it's like to really be in a place where it's so quiet, things close so early, you can't go certain places. Like, I think the max, like, okay, maybe you can't go because it's cold or you're snowed in or whatever the fuck, but, like, New York as a whole is a pretty fast city, you get me? And so is Miami, so I've always just been, like, I'm fine with it, I'm cool, like, I'm totally chilling, like, because I can't imagine myself just coming home at 7 p.m. sometimes and being like, all right, this is it.
Yeah, for real, dude.
Like, it's just like, holy shit, like, what?
Yeah.
Or like not having the option of, like, nigga, you could be out, like, at 5, 3 a.m., like, doesn't matter. Like, you could be up at any time.
I feel like Miami is New York with a white eye.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. And a lot less people.
I also agree.
Crowded nonetheless, but just a lot less. Because New York is, like...
I've never been to New York. Still,
Really?
Yeah,
Bro, I feel like you would love it. You would be like going like crazy in Broadway. Like, Broadway is amazing. Like, it's definitely an experience, and you have to definitely like go see plays and shit like that. You know, it's cool though. There's always something to do. The food, you could always find a fire like restaurant to go to. There's always something. Like, you don't have to drive anywhere. You can just walk everywhere. Take a bus, take a fucking subway, whatever, just go. Taxi, yeah.
Are you from Miami?
I'm from Jersey.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm from Jersey.
Cool. What made you come to Miami?
The cold. My parents were like, fuck that ish, bro. We're not dealing with this shit. Because, I mean, they're from Peru, so majority of the time in Peru, it's predominantly cold, like hot. And when it's cold, it's fucking cold. Like, it's cold like half the year or something. But when it's hot, it's just... It's hot as fuck. You know, unless you go to the mountains, it's always fucking cold. You know what I mean? But...
My birthday's on the Independence Day of Peru.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yo, they get lit over there.
Yeah.
When I say they get lit, yo, they break cars. They throw their babies. They do all types of wild shit over there. Like, with the Independence Day of Peru. I don't know, like... They be wilding over there. They're just, every time I see it on my mom's little Peruvian news shit, that shit's hilarious.
A completely like self-produced like storyboard basically for the whole thing. Like, and it's a complete like almost little novel. Like, and I just haven't found the right director. Like I don't know. Like, because I feel like it's gotta be like very like cinematic in a sense. So I gotta find somebody that can maybe shoot like cinematic or think cinematically to kind of get that idea across the way that I want it. Cause like the vision is like really there. And there's another one, Asesina, like that I just dropped. Like I want to do a music video for that. It's just lining it up with the other artists so that we can both be in the video.
Who's featured on that song?
This is a guy named Amazing Eddie. That's my boy. We've known each other since like 6th grade. We linked up like recently, like in the last 2 years. Like he found me, came over to my place once. He was like, "Yo, like let's make music, bro. Like you're making music. I really fuck with your one song." And I'm telling you, like I took the song off already because like I thought it was trash, to be honest with you. But like it's called "What Do You Want?" And like he really appreciated it. Like he knew my lyrics and shit. And I was like, you know. That at that moment in my life, I feel like it was like very inspirational because like I was looking at it and I was like being very self-critical, like because like I knew where I wanted to go and I know what my vision is, and it's just like it's like you know, it's like seeing a Gucci belt and being like, yeah, I want that Gucci belt because it's about to rock this outfit, but that Gucci belt is like 500 and I got like 200 right now, so it's like,
what's really worth it?
Yeah, what's really worth it, or like I gotta level up to get that first.
Yeah.
So I'm at that point where I'm like, I've been leveling up to get this Gucci belt and a lot of it, like, and I feel like I'm getting there. Like, I finally feel like it's paying off, like the work, the hard work. So it's just like not plateauing. Like, what is the next thing that I gotta work on to make sure I keep going? That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, man, and like I feel like with the music industry, it's all about evolution,
Yeah.
like how you like evolutionize, like and what you end up becoming in like 2 to 3 years. You get me? Because your sound 2 to 3 years from now might not be the same. You get me? Or it might be something perfected, and it's something nobody has ever heard before. You get me? And then it's just something like that just goes from here to here so fast. You get me? Just because you already went through that evolution and that process. So it's just all it is just time and just like a lot of effort. You get me? On like your part to like sleepless nights and etc. and all that other shit. But I mean, I know it's something you already know.
You work hard as fuck.
Oh yeah, I'm always on the go.
You work hard as fuck, like, and I know this, like, for a fact, because of your posts, like, watching you, like, you're like one of those people that I look at within the community that I'm like, damn, I gotta work hard as I work, not twice as hard, like. And it's just like, I think about that a lot, because you're saying that, like, with all the artists that are out here, and it's like everybody with their potential, it's just a matter of, like, working as hard as you need to get there, so.
Yeah, yo, and everybody, like, at the end of the day, it's like an image game with the music industry. Like, you have your look, they fall in love with it, and then it's like, okay, let me look at your music. You get me? And I always tell people, like, yo, like, check who you are. Like, really, like, check what you like, who you really are. Like, don't like Supreme because this nigga likes Supreme. Right. Fuck with what you fuck with. You get me? And then fuck with it 100%. Because one way or another, if you have if you have like a scrubbish outfit, it shows. You get me? Like, so if you want to do music, you have to come in crystal clear. You have to be 100% yourself. Like, whether it's being 100% nerdy or 100% like super thuggish. You feel me? Like that's my best opinion that I tell people when it comes to like image wise, because you know how like that's like the first thing that people look at in the industry.
I agree, and but I also like you're saying, like, like, be you, like, if you're that nerd, or like be you if you're that thug, or like be you if you're that like pretty boy or whatever. But it's also like being that as authentically as it is.
As it is, yeah, exactly.
And I feel like style and all that, man, like that is like a way of like expressing yourself. So it's like, why? It's a
way of art, and I mean you're already going out of the boundaries. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So it's like, why would you use that to disguise yourself in a costume of what you think you should be like? When you could use that to literally like outshine yourself, because it's like you could look at anybody in a different outfit and like an outfit is popping. Like if you're popping in a blazer, you're popping. If you're popping in a Heat sweater or Heat jersey, like you're popping. Like like it's just a matter of like your confidence and like that style that you have that you're trying to evoke. But it should always be authentic, like you said. I fuck with that paint.
Yeah, I know. My girl's mom is like on point.
Oh, that's fire as fuck. She did that shit?
Yeah, she did that shit.
That's fire as fuck.
Like, she didn't do it, but like she bought it. Like, Look. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, another thing. Is fashion something you want to get into? Is that something that interests you at all?
So we're talking about image and stuff like that. Like, I really want to try to express, like, many to step the fuck up, like, straight up. Like, I feel like niggas out here be like, like, either we throw tantrums, like, it's a tantrum thing. I don't know what's up with that, but it's just like a tantrum thing, like, I feel like everybody just needs to, like, step the fuck up. Like, women have stepped the fuck up because they have been put in a place where they had to learn ways to still go ahead and dominate, like, in a place where men were trying to put them down. Like, now, like, they've opened up to it, and women are on top. And I feel like it's because they had to learn how to emotionally control themselves and then also live in a male-dominant world. That males, I feel like, haven't really learned that emotional intelligence. So my way of like wearing fashion is like expression, and like men need to learn how to express, because that's part of your feminine divine. You feel me? Like, you gotta be a complete human being. Like, like you're more than just that man. Like, you feel me? Like, But I feel like that gets more complicated. All right, so basically, style I feel like is an expression, right? And I try to express like by wearing also like women items that you would never think a guy could wear in rock. And I've had it happen so many times where I'm wearing like these are women's shades. I fuck with these heavy, like, you feel me?
Yeah, I feel you.
Like, and it's just kind of letting men know that they can be comfortable in their own skin and not feel like that's a gay thing to do. Like, you're gay if you like men or women. Like, you're straight if you like the opposite sex. Like, you're, I forgot what it is. Like, if you just like a person for who they are.
I think it's called a pansexual.
Pansexual. There you go. Like, you're pansexual if you like a person for who they are. Like, you know, like at the end of the day, they're all titles. Like, you're a human being. Like, that's just a way of expressing one of your likes. And I feel like if people go too hard trying to like
Puts people in a box.
Yeah.
And be like, you are this and this is what you are. Type of thing. Yeah, I understand that. Trust me, I feel like the main thing with me is that I never want to be put in a box. That's why, like, I'm doing so much shit to, like, not put myself in a box. And when, for me, at least, my expression of in a box is, like, not working, like, the fucking 9 to 5 that I have to work now and all that other shit, you get me? At least that's to me. For other people, it's different, you feel me?
No, I agree with that, too.
Like, I feel like that's the type of freedom I'm looking for at the moment. For my art to just be like...
And you will get it.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, like, yo, I really believe in, like, you know, what you say continuously will happen. And especially if you're, like, pushing it and you're on it, like, I don't see any way that it can't, you get me?
I feel like people... Words are magic, yo. Like, you know, like, you speak your tongue, like, and it... Like, you know, like, just how someone can say some very hurtful shit and that impacts you, like, that's the amount of impact your words have on the world.
Yeah, and it's crazy that you say that because most people don't think that way. People don't think in reverse, you get me? People only think in forward.
Yeah.
Like, you get me? At the end of the day, that's the truth. People literally only think in forward. So, I feel that. Anyways. What else was it? Your favorite producers to work with, like that you like is your top favorite that you feel like has your sound down packed, like type shit.
My brothers in arms, you feel me? My boy Richie for sure. Rico be killing that shit. Lazy Eye, those are definitely my go-to. I feel like, fun fact, Lazy Eye, like his signs are like mirror to mine. Like I'm a rising Taurus and like Leo sun, and his ascendant is Leo. He's a Taurus sun, so it's like really fun. Like he gets my vibe really well. Rico also gets my vibe really well. They're just both very expressive and unique individuals, so it's like that's what I want in my music. Like I don't want to be able to like have you hear it and be like, oh yeah, that sounds like Roddy Ricch just dropping on the track, you know? Like,
yeah, you don't want to be an exact mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm working with hometown, like fucking the beat off YouTube, like I'm not gonna say anything, but like, you know, like I hear beats that are off of YouTube and I'm seeing like 4 brothers like pop off like down here and I'm like, y'all all using the same beat. Like, and it's just like, man, alright. Like,
But it's like you feel like it's like how do you guys not notice that you're just this is why it might not be working for you.
and I mean, it's not that it doesn't work, because, like, you know, they're clicking, but it's like, I feel like it's capsizing them, because it's like, alright, like, I know that all of you 3 use beats, so, like, your sound is only going to go so far, because someone's going to hear it and be like, oh, but I already heard another rapper on this, so, like, that's whoever they heard first is what's going to be imprinted in an image. They're going to be hearing that song and comparing it to your song when they hear it again on that same beat. Whereas, like, if they hear my beat with a fresh, like, made here at home Miami type beat, like, you know, like, there's nothing that could not say that my music is not expressive of Miami. Because it's like, that shit's made right here, 305 till we die, like, that shit. So.
And then like also like are there any like underground like producers that you would want to work with that you probably are like, hey yo, like hit me up, like
Zaytoven, I have this guy he supposedly said, not that I don't believe him, like I do believe him, but I haven't like met him formally yet. But I met him over the internet at some like networking thing that was going on a live, and he says he knows Take Heath, and I'm like, I'm down to work with Take Heath, like Take Heath, fucking niggas,
We'll at him in the comments.
At him in the comments.
At him in the comments, yeah.
I'll fucking spam him the fuck out of that.
And
Timberland, I saw Timberland the other day at work. I was like, I literally walked by him. I'm like, yo, Timberland. He goes, yo, what's up, man? I'm like, yo, I listen to your shit. Like, yo, I study like what you're saying and stuff. I was like, I really appreciate it. And I was like, thank you. And I was like, I couldn't really like talk to him or take a picture or anything like that because like it's against like my work policies. But like, honestly, I want to carry some business cards. You feel me? Like, just have that shit ready. Be like, yo, like connect with the community. Come on, help it out.
yeah, or something. You never know.
Like he would be battling, you feel me?
Yeah, maybe he might. You don't know. He might be about, and he's like, all right, let's do it. I'll give you a little something to see what you make out of it. You never know.
Tag Timberland in the comments, y'all.
You guys already know. Tag Timberland.
I rapped for this guy Ben Simmons and
Did you like it?
MB. I thought my rap was alright, but like somebody fucking posted my feet on a fucking website, like
Your feet?
yeah, dude,
Like your toes?
Yeah, like my girl texted me and she hit me up. She was like, yo, like your feet randomly came up on this website, like, and I swear to you, bro, it was so fucking weird. Like literally my feet, and it was like Pablo Grand's feet hashtag. And I was like, what the fuck? Very fucking weird. I swear to you, like I'm not fucking.
That's fucking weird.
That was very weird, right? Like
That's very weird.
it was very fucking weird, like.
You're like, all right. Anyways,
Yeah.
just
Whoever
continue.
the fuck did that?
Yeah, shout out. I guess that's fan love, huh?
Right.
Or something. They love your toes, I guess.
Want some of that?
It has to be.
They put me on their feet. That was really cool, like interacting with them. But I feel like the rapping that I was doing on that one was trash. But whatever, I kept it going. I didn't fuck up. I didn't choke. I rapped that shit through. You can find it probably online. Miami Kid fucking raps to, I don't know, 76ers. I think is what their team is, 76ers. But yeah, like I saw a video, somebody tagged me and they were like, yo, you came out on this nigga's thing, what? I was like, yeah, that's me. I was like, alright.
You're like, goal accomplished. So are there any like new projects coming out?
I have this new project, it's gonna drop on the 22nd. I'm still not sure right now entirely, like, if I want to drop like one song by one song or just drop it like all together. But it's called The Good EP. And it's kind of about embracing my own sins, because I was a fuckboy in the past, so what? But I learned from that shit, like, if it wasn't for any of that experience that I went out and got, like, I wouldn't have gotten myself to where I am today, and like, my mind is like at a better place, like a more mature place because of it. So like, no regrets. You feel me? Got that shit tatted on me. I don't, but I'm never gonna get it tatted on me either. But it's about that, it's about those experiences and embracing that kind of stuff. Because it's like you gotta do some shadow work. Like, you can't expect yourself to be like a good person or like move on to something without first embracing the negative that you did and understanding like how you could really fix that. Like, you can't be like, all right, well, I'm no longer a fuckboy and I'm just gonna open this door and be a good guy, because like at the end of the day, like you'll put that image to be a good guy, but if you get addicted to your old lifestyle, you're gonna go back. So it's like you gotta learn how to fix those habits, and like that's what that EP is about. It's a good EP.
So would you like low-key consider yourself like a lover boy, like always in it?
I actually, look, I got this tattoo, which is coming. I'm gonna make a reference to Kingdom Hearts. It's gonna be in my next song too. But this right here, like. That right there, that's Kingdom Hearts. That's the crown from Kingdom Hearts, and that's the King of Hearts, because I've always felt like a lover boy. Like, I feel like my fuckboy ways came out of me just being a lover boy in general, and like mishandling it, I guess you could say. But like I said, man, it's an experience, and at the end of the day, I didn't fucking treat anybody, I never beated anybody, I never did any of that rape shit, like, fucking nigga that's done that, like, I've had so many of my own friends, like, tell me, like, yo, I've been raped by somebody, and it's like, yeah, that's just, like, crazy to hear when you know the person.
Yeah, this shit is not cool. And it's kind of impactful when it's like somebody so close to you, you're just like, nah. Like, I respect women in general so much more just because they have to deal with this shit.
Yeah, that's just not cool.
That's just not cool whatsoever. But I feel you though, you look like a little lover boy, like you're always into some little heartbreak or something. Like, I see it, I could see it. But it's alright. I feel like
hey, I'm real though. I'll be
yeah, at least look. Some people are like, nah, I'm not that way, and it's like, come on, bro. You know, look who you are. Let's not play no games here.
Yeah, like you know, like vibes are a thing. Yo.
Exactly. Like, look, I'm your homie. I'm not judging. It's cool. You get me? I've been there. I've done it. Like what? Like you get me? No negativity around here, like whatsoever.
You know the fucking vibes. Just how I love you, that. Chilling.
So any like underground artists do you want to work with in general that you want to like probably shout out to this, like be like, hey yo, let's.
That's hell yeah. I'd be down to work with like Kay Bridges. Like I'm a fan of her music, especially like her Spanish stuff. Like that shit's fire. Like fire. I thought about wanting to work with Zanaya. I'm gonna work with this girl named Charlie St. Cloud. She's cool as fuck. I try to work like I've always tried to put on like female artists like because I know coming out. But I grew up with a single mom too, so it's like I don't know. I've just been surrounded with that. Like honestly, like I don't know. Like sometimes working with men, like they really don't be on the shit. Like I've been learning everything from them, so why not keep going? You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
That's understandable.
Cool people. I've hit up cool people to work with him, and he's got it.
He's dope.
He's dope as fuck.
He's dope as fuck. I give him so much credit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
For real.
Me too, bro. That motherfucker is out there grinding like 24/7. I don't see that motherfucker never not working. Like,
Yeah, he on it. Like he on it. Like he makes. I see his work ethic, and that shit inspires me. I'm like, yo, cool people on his.
Dude,
I have to be on his. Like I have to be on mine. Like you feel me?
Yeah, man. Like he really does like 24/7. I remember I've hit him up for shows. You know, and he's like, I'm about it. I'm on it. I'll be there. And like he's not there. Like, and then he pops up. Like he's like, I told you I'd be here. Like, yo, you ain't gotta worry about it.
You're like, yeah.
I'm like, alright, yeah, but like, chill. And he always puts on a great show, man. And I really appreciate that. Divine Don Julio, this guy, Drew Lamar, bro, like. This motherfucker, if you guys haven't heard of Drew Lamar, like this nigga self-produced, like makes some real ass shit, bro. Like I appreciate this motherfucker's music because he's so damn real. Like I've never met a motherfucker so real. Like, cause I would not, like I am real, but like I'm gonna protect myself at the same time. Like I'm not gonna be here. Like,
You feel like you're not 100% unguarded yet.
Yeah, I feel like he's like 100% guarded and wrong. Like I appreciate that so much because like I want to be able to be like that.
Yeah. That's what you inspire to do. Like, just be more open and, like, unguarded with your music.
Yeah.
I feel that. Because it's hard to do that. You're there telling 100 people that you loved someone and then they fucked you over.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Or you're telling 100 people, you're so dope. 100 people you do this. And you feel me? Like, it's pretty, like, you know, you're out there and you're on stage. It's kind of, like, very, what's it called? Shocking. At the moment, you're just like, oh shit, all these people know my business.
That's just lit, man. Like, I fucking appreciate it too.
But like, my main question, you like, you know, you rap what you say. Like, you live what you rap.
Yeah,
Here we go. That's the main
what I
question.
say, 100%. Like anything that I might have talked about, like at some point, like it's happened. It's happened. It's come from a place of heart. Like it might not have been something recent, but it might have been something that I did before. And like, you'd be surprised. Like I've done a bunch of shit. Like,
And you just don't even notice.
I'm just very quiet about it because like I've learned, you know, like one, you don't need to talk, and like two, like who are you really trying to impress at the end of the day? Like someone's gonna care for 2 seconds, but like they got their own lives to move on to, you got your own life to move on to. So like at the end of the day, like I do it for myself and like the experience I want to have in my life before I die. So it's like if you ask me and like it correlates, or like, you know, you're about to go through a similar experience, like I'm gonna open my mouth to give you my 2 cents if you know, like if it's benefiting you, or if it's worth your time, or if it's worth my time to tell you. But like otherwise it's like I'm gonna stay quiet because like people talk shit anyways.
So do you feel like you have like you feel like you have people hating on you right now, like at the current moment?
I don't feel like people hate, because I feel like
Or you feel like people just don't understand?
maybe it's that they don't understand. I don't know, man. Like I feel like people are just watching. Like I don't feel like it's people that are hating, because like I've had one motherfucker hate. I gotta keep the secret with me, like until the day I die. But I have this one motherfucker that hates, and like I just think it's really stupid that he's hating on me, because it's like he doesn't know what I know about him, and I'm like I just don't want to like.
You're lucky I'm just not like that. Like I'm trying my hardest. I'm trying not to be spiteful and be the bigger person and not be like, well, flaw.
And I've been holding on to that for so long, because it's like I don't want to do the other person that's also involved wrong, because she doesn't deserve it either. So like it's like, alright, well, whatever. Like
Yeah, like either I keep my mouth shut or just keep my mouth shut at this point. Like you're not gonna win that battle regardless.
So, and like seeing him and that other person talk shit, I'll never forget. I was actually gonna pull up to this party for Super Bowl, and I didn't pull up to this party. But if I would have pulled up to this party, I would have seen one of those two, and I was just gonna really laugh, because it's like I know that they would not have said anything to my face, and they would have kept it like straight, cool, whatever. Told me, hey, you're getting better, or whatever. But it's just like at the end of the day, like you're hating at me at some point, so it's like whatever. At the end of the day, I really do think that somebody hates you because either you're annoying them because you're doing something that they don't want to see you do, or like it's because they want to be there. And like at the end of the day, like I've had someone tell me like, yo, like I don't follow you, but I watch your stuff, and like I check up on you every now and then. Like I respect the fact that you're doing what you're doing, because like you're chasing your shit, and like it's like.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah, and he told me that, and he's like, I want to do that, but I'm gonna graduate first, so like really like make my parents happy and make sure that I have something for them. And it's like, yo, honestly, and I told him that, and I was like, because he's like, I want to go on a spiritual journey like you, and I'm like, that starts the second you want.
Yeah, that could start like right now if you wanted to.
Like,
if you wanted to start that, it could be now. Exactly. I'm gonna put that as your yeah, your main picture. I got you. But what else was I gonna ask you? So, are you ever planning on going on tour? Like on an actual like little, maybe a mini tour or like a Florida tour?
Backroom Sessions should hit me up. Like they put me on. Like they should hit me up. They're gonna hit me up. Either they're gonna hit me up, or I'm gonna eventually just gonna knock on their door and be like, yo, come on, put me on a tour. Like.
Yeah, bro, you have pretty hype energy too, so you would definitely get a crowd hype.
Yeah, man. Like, looking at Darian, like Darian TC, shout out to homeboy Grinds. Just seeing how they put on the rages and stuff like that. When I made Good Vibes Only, like that was my first real song that I performed, and I was like, yo, like okay, like I get the idea behind making performance music. Like, there's a vibe to this. Like, there's a way that the structure of a song, and like. Because I think, when I think of something, like, I like to dissect it, and, like, when I feel the vibe, like, I'm feeling the vibe. Like, I want to feel the whole wave vibe.
Awesome. Okay, anyways. So, do you want to live in Miami forever? Is Miami, like, your official residence?
I don't know if Miami's going to be here forever, but...
I mean, underwater probably, but as long as you can stay.
I don't know. Miami's addicting. I definitely want to travel. I'm going to continue to travel. My next goal right now is to go to Argentina. I might go back to Canada and then hit Thailand. I've been trying to go to Thailand for about 2 years now, but like it's just never seems like the right time to really plan it.
Yo, Thailand, like my girl was telling me, it's like 200 and something bucks for the plane ticket.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's super affordable, like to live over there. I don't know if it's 200 bucks a plane ticket.
No, and it's super, no, she told me that it's super affordable and that it's cheap to get there.
Well, damn. I don't know about the ticket, but I definitely want to stay there for like at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because like that's the way I like to do trips. Like if I'm going to go out there, I'm trying to be out there. Like I'm not trying to go for 2 days. I'm trying to go for like a week, 2 weeks at least. But it's like, it's a very intimidating thing for like a lot of people to take that much time off of work. But I mean, like, fucking work at work. Or why you tripping? That's
For
the
real.
whole idea.
For real.
But maybe, I don't know. I want to live in LA, check that shit out. Live in New York, check that shit out. I don't know if I'll live in Miami forever. I wouldn't raise my kid in Miami. There's that. But it is addicting. I'll tell you that much.
Would you consider yourself a weed activist?
Smoke weed if you want to smoke weed. Don't smoke weed if you don't want to smoke weed. But I'm gonna smoke weed. So, I don't know. I don't know if I would. And fuck it, I smoke weed. Like, I do it publicly. Like, I don't really try to hide it. I don't really try to make much note of it. I don't try to make it a big deal. I think everybody should be at liberty to do what they want, as long as they're educated in what they're doing. Like, know that it's not self-harm. You know?
And know that like weed is different from like pills and shit. Like
Yeah.
you decide to do like you know, take some pills and shit. That's already like a different ballgame.
Yeah, like,
you know
don't do Xans. Come
Don't
on.
do Xans. Like
Look how many people we done lost to Xans. Like, I've seen, like, I've caught, you know, certain stuff, and I see the dealers are just like, oh, good man. And it's like, I'm like, I pop Xans, like, but every time I pop Xans, they're like, I fall asleep, like, I'm like, I'm gonna stay up. And then, like, I'm waking up and I'm like, fuck, like, I was supposed to do so much shit on it, and I'm like, so I don't really see the point of it.
you're like out like a light.
Yeah, have me out like a light.
Have you ever done like shrooms and or stuff like that?
Yeah. My last performance I did on, no, not my last performance, the last festival at Art Basel for Vice City Love.
How was that?
It was really fun. We did a collaboration. Louis Savage got booked on the same day, so like, it was very interesting because we had like two different crowds. We were like, alright, but like, how you want to do this? And like, I was like, let's just run one show at a time. But then like, honestly, we were both like, fuck it, yeah, like, these people came for the shows, like, they're gonna want to move around and they want to move around, so like. But that show was lit. They have a rager outside. We were R&B on the inside. It was a vibe. You feel me? Like, that show, it was a good time. I took some shrooms. I found this vendor. I'm not gonna say their names because, you know, like, I'm trying to be out there. I don't even know. The long story short, Fulanita at that time, she had this vendor. It was like 3 for $10 on some shroom pills, and I was like, nah. And yeah, that shit was lit. It was a great time.
Bruh, I've taken like shrooms, but like at like the events I go to, like the clubs I take pictures for, yo, they literally have weed, like not weed, fucking shroom chocolate, where you don't even see the shroom like whatsoever, like the mushroom whatsoever. You just see pure chocolate, and then after that you're just tripping balls.
Fire.
Like,
Let me know. For my first time, bro, I took 3.5 grams. It was like on New Year's.
holy shit.
That shit was fun.
That shit was fun? That shit got me dizzy.
I felt like I was seeing like everybody in their own egos. It was weird. Like an ego monster thing. But it was very safe. Like I prayed right before I did ceremony. I tried Sananga and Rapé, like Sananga.
What is that?
Sananga goes into your eyes and basically like it's supposed to clarify and level out your energies and your vibration. And Rapé goes into your nose, and it brings you into the very current moment. It brings you present, and the reason it does it is because you put it into your nose and you can't really breathe, so you have to breathe out from your mouth, and like it's almost like a meditation that you're being invoked because like you feel it, and it's a very strong like medicine. They're all medicinal drugs. I don't know, like I mean there are drugs. Let's be honest, they're drugs. Drugs are bad. But yeah, I did that, and then I took the 3.5 grams of shrooms, and that shit was fun, man. Like we were out for New Year's. Someone crashed in. I'm telling you, like I prayed to God type shit. Like that nigga protected me. Thank the Lord. But someone crashed into me. Like I'm talking about crashed into me in Wynwood, and I thought the back of my car was wrecked. The girl that got hit in the back was like, "Yo, my back might be hurting. We might need to go like charge somebody type shit. Like pull up on some insurance." And I walk out of the car and I look at the back of my car and I'm like, yo, unscratched. Like completely unscratched. This motherfucker's car like dented in the front, his friend busted through the window, bro. That nigga was like bleeding the fuck out. Like I was like, yo. And whatever, I pulled up and I'm like, yo, are you guys okay? And I'm looking at his friend, I'm like, holy shit, like I'm seeing all the blood and shit. And I'm like, yo, he's like, is everybody in your car okay? And I'm like, yeah, my car's fine. And I'm like, yo, I'm like, and honestly, I finessed him, to be honest. Like I had a broken tail light, and that wasn't from that moment. It was something else. So I was like, yeah, I was like, it's just a broken tail light. Like, just give me $50, take your friend to the hospital. Like, I'm not trying to call this police on like New Year's. And that's how I fixed my tail light. That's how I fixed my tail light.
That's how you finessed your tail light?
Yeah, I finessed him because I was like, I'm not gonna call the cops on this guy, but like, we literally just crashed and windward, so some shit's gonna happen. Like, I was like, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. I don't know what happened to Buddy.
He never contacted you like again?
Nah, he sent me the money on the spot, and I told him, take your boy to the fucking hospital. Like I'm telling you, like that nigga was bleeding. Like
he was leaking.
I'm talking leaking. Like that nigga took his shirt off and was like this type shit.
And then it was just filled with blood.
The window had a fucking dent on that shit. Like I'm telling you, it was like, yo, I'm surprised that my car had no fucking scratch on it. Like I'm telling you, like and it was because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. So again, motherfucker, if you're in the front, wear your seatbelt. Cause at least if you're in the back, like you got this nigga's chair to bust your ass, but not the window. Like if you're in the front, wear your seatbelt. You know, ticket or click it, right?
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
But yeah.
Any trips you're about to go on? Like any recent like actual travels you're gonna do?
I'm thinking about going to Dallas. I gotta visit my dad. Shout out dad, right? I've been thinking of going to Dallas. I want to go to Erica Badu's bar. She's got this thing called the Prophet Bar, and I want to try to perform over there. Erica, if you hear this, let me know. I'm down. I'll sing. I'm going to Canada in May. I mean, not Canada. I'm going to Argentina in May.
Oh, have you been before?
I've never gone. Down to go see some mountains and shit.
Wait, but like, are you Argentinian? Where are you
Not
from?
Argentine.
Where are you originally from?
I'm from Texas originally. I was born in Dallas, Texas. My parents are Cuban. You gotta wanna say. Ya tu sabes.
Wow, so you were damn like a whole mix.
I'm Nica, tira flecha, but this pride is Cuban. Ya tu sabes. Hacer que hola, bro. Tira para acá. Let me know.
Tripping. All right, so you're going to Canada. Where else? Then where else did you say?
Argentina.
Argentina.
Somebody was talking about going to visit somewhere. Boston. My boy Charlie. We have a song coming out. Well, it already came out. It's called Holidays, but we have another song coming out. It's called Miami Boy. That shit's gonna be fire.
You guys been working on that song?
When he was down here, cause I booked him for By City Love for Art Basel, and I was like, yo, Charlie, come down, like perform. It was his first time performing, but his music's like fire. So like, and he produced a song and he asked me to be on it. And like I had a goal of like being on 3 features, which I accomplished. I had Kilos, I had his feature that he featured me on. There was somebody else. I have Tomo. But so yeah. So yeah, he's in Boston. Whatever. I told him to come down. Whatever. He came down. Like, and then while he was down here, we were just smoking, chilling at the crib, and like. He just made the beat. I was like, alright, say that. So like, let's make some like Latin groove, cause like I really want to embrace culture. You feel me? Like, hip hop culture is my culture because I'm American. Like that's all I grew up. Like when I was in Texas, like my best friends were black. Like my mom's best friend at the time, Yolanda, was black. Like she was taking care of me. Like that's all I knew. You feel me? And then I came down here and I found out about my Hispanic culture. And so like, it's really like trying to embrace your roots. Like that's what I want my vibe to be. That's what I want my music to be. My music is a vibe, so it's like when I talk about vibes, like that's my music. It's a vibe. Good vibes on.
So what would you categorize your music as, mostly?
It's hard, because it's like, I listen to everything, you feel me? Like, I listen to Tame Impala, like, I listen to Jasmine Sullivan, I listen to Erykah Badu, I'm out here listening to fucking Mac Miller, I listen to Drake, I love Future, like Gucci Mane, like that nigga's raw, Ray Shmurda, like Sway Lee, you feel me? Like Kodak Black, like I fuck with Denzel, like I fuck with Jay Dilla, like Kanye is also like huge out there. I listen to so much shit, so it's like my music is just like a mixture of everything. Like I like Vampire Weekend, I like Queens, the Beatles. I grew up on the Beatles with my dad, so it's like all of this like has an inspiration to my music. Like I could just be like, you know, you're feeling like for bands, and then go to like da 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 da. So it's like I don't know what I categorize my music. I guess you would say it's chill though, because I'm chill. Like I smoke 24/7. I'm chilling right now in this interview. I don't know, but I am learning how to become more of a hype ass motherfucker. So you feel me? Like I'm also trying to like instill that into my like self, because I do have that. I just feel like for so long I was such a cocky ass nigga, like that I really had to learn how to humble myself, and like in humbling myself I lost myself, because in reality like what I am is like confident and happy, like I just want to be that all the time. So it's like having to learn how to be that without coming out too strong. You feel me?
Yeah, and sometimes, yeah, you know how, like, if you come off way too strong on people, sometimes that's like an automatic like turn off for them, and they're just like, nah, like I'm not gonna fuck with you like that, or like maybe they feel a little iffy about you.
Yeah, which I also feel like it is like that within the community. Like I ain't gonna make names and shit, but like I feel like a lot of people are just there, like whenever we're rapping around alongside each other, like people that don't know me be like out here fucking with it, and then like my own like bros like in this rap game or whatever, like they're out here like, alright, well. But then like these people are fucking with it, so like you can't deny that. Like people are fucking with it, so it's like. But I'm chilling because at the end of the day, like I'm not trying to impress them. I'm trying to make a crowd and make my fans and grow my fans. And like that's what I gotta focus on. So you feel me? Like big chillin', it's like good vibes only. You feel me? Shout out my boy Naps. That nigga's real as fuck.
Yeah, that boy Neo, hella real. Like that boy's on another plane.
Yeah, that boy is real as fuck. Listen to his music, 666. Listen to that whole EP he dropped. That boy is real as fuck. It's like one of my favorite songs from this guy. Big shout outs. You feel me? He's another Leo. That's a brother out there. This nigga Grandin. He's real as fuck. His energy is honestly so pure. Like
He's great. Yeah, he's awesome. Shout out Nappy Head, bro. And then also, I already asked what artists you want to work with, and let me see. I had something else. So wait, question: are you spiritual or are you religious?
not religious. Spiritual, because you have to put a term for like people to understand it. But at the end of the day, it's like it's not about being spiritual. It's just being here in this present moment. Understand what's going on. Feel that inside and don't deny that. Like it's a real thing. Like you feel me? Be here in this moment. Be here in this world. Like when you do that, the life, your lenses is different from when you're out here constantly thinking, daydreaming as you're walking by. Like that's what it means to be a zombie. Like you don't have to be bitten to be a zombie over here, bro. You a zombie if you out here like constantly focus on the past, your problems, your future, your plans. Like you gotta live. Like you gotta be here. So if you do everything with intentions, like that's how shit happens. Like that's what it means to be spiritual. Like that's where the magic is. Like that's where the energy is. Like you don't feel it because you're not intentionally there to notice it. But if you are, like you'll feel it. And you'll start to understand like what it means to really be spiritual without making it a trend.